This is the Iowa Weather Report for Tuesday, March the 4th, 2014. And now our first look at the 0Z GFS model run. This is at noon today. We have pretty much a zonal flow across the country from west to east. And this will be keeping the somewhat colder air in place, but it will be slowly moderating today, with highs mainly in the upper teens north to mainly 20s in the south, with maybe some areas in the far south and southwest approaching 30. We have another disturbance coming in from the north and west that could bring us some snow very late tonight into Wednesday, mainly about 1 to 3 inches. Most places will see closer to the 1 than the 3. Could see some isolated heavier totals. Highs on Wednesday will be in the 20s to near 30 across the state. Thursday, winds turn southwesterly, temperatures warm up. Maybe some upper 20s northeast to maybe low 40s south and west. We could see some melting snow with that, with mainly partly to mostly sunny skies. But you can see a frontal system coming in that could spark an isolated rain or snow shower. Be very light, as most of the moisture with this is going to be to our north and east. Temperatures still around 30, give or take a couple of degrees, and then Saturday the temperatures are back down into the 20s to near 30 for highs. Could see some lingering snow showers in our southeastern and southern counties during the morning hours before skies fully clear across the state. But this cold air doesn't last long. It's now off to our east, winds back southwesterly again, and temperatures well into the 30s and even 40s across the state, so we can see more melting snow here as we go into Sunday. Monday looks to be probably the best day of them all, with highs in the 30s and 40s across the state, but you better not get used to this, because it's not going to last, because unfortunately as we go into a week from today, next Tuesday, you can see a ridge pumping up over the west coast of the United States and Canada, and that means the air over the North Pole and the Arctic starts dumping back south again, and it looks to be that case again. The height levels drop, a front comes through, temperatures are back around 30, maybe the 20s, and some snow, especially in Minnesota, Wisconsin, into the Great Lakes, some rain along the Gulf Coast. So unfortunately, old man winter doesn't want to leave, and you can even see that into the extended period. March 15th, you can still see kind of a pattern coming out of the north and west, trough over the Great Lakes in eastern Canada and New England. Still going to keep temperatures here relatively below seasonal levels, likely around 25 to 35 across the state, with a little bit of snow possible if this is to be right, but we'll have to wait and see. The end of the forecast here on March the 19th, we have a shortwave and a trough moving through New England and the Great Lakes. We have another one hanging back across the northwest back into the Pacific. Bit of a ridge over the desert southwest, but unfortunately that warm air is staying there, and we're still in pretty much slightly below seasonal levels, likely in the 20s and 30s for highs, more 30s and 20s, with some stormy weather coming in with the subtropical jet. Satellite image from last evening, you can see a storm system with a little bit of light snow coming through the state last evening. Another storm developing over South Texas with the subtropical jet, and another one slamming into California. Watch morning map from last evening had some winter weather advisories in North Carolina for some of the wintry weather that occurred there yesterday. Winter storm warnings and advisories in Texas and Louisiana, and also a couple up in the northwest. QPF chart precipitation over the next 5 days through Saturday evening at 6 o'clock, showing precipitation will be heaviest across the Pacific North and West, across the Gulf Coast and the Carolinas, where around here, a couple hundredths and maybe up to a tenth of an inch of liquid equivalent.